Hello and welcome to another update video about silver. So let's take a look at the chart here. We already saw in the last video that a correction started, okay? And in the last video I highlighted to you, this could either be a wave 4 or a wave 2. And it could still be a wave 4, but it's quite deep, that pullback for a wave 4. But I also explained that the white count, which indicates this would be an internal wave 4, is a bit messy, and I don't really like the proportions of it. So we also have to consider the yellow count, for which support is located at $28, and really not much change. I mean, in the last video the status was we were witnessing the beginning of a correction, all right, and that correction is still unfolding. So there hasn't been any status change. We haven't yet started the next move to the upside. But we want to zoom into the microstructure. I want to tell you about resistance and talk about how this wave 2 could unfold further. So again, you know, support is unchanged between $28 and $31.37. The invalidation point is the low of the B wave at around $26.44. I have to say this entire chart is a bit of a mess. I think the gold chart is clearer. So there are, all I want to say is there are other options, you know, different structures that could unfold here. This entire move to the upside, it is difficult to interpret because we're dealing with a lot of overlap there. I could even call this an internal fourth wave, but for now I'm labeling this as a B wave pullback into the August lows, and then here 5 waves up in wave 1 and the possibility of a wave 2 pullback is highlighted. Now we are still printing overall higher highs and higher lows. There's no sign that a downtrend has begun. So I see currently this as a pullback in an overall uptrend, but the corrections are always messy in the metals sector. Now if we zoom in a little bit, then you can see that the move to the upside could technically be interpreted as a 5-wave move up. I haven't labeled the subwave structure, but I'm labeling it as possible wave 1 with a wave 2 pullback unfolding now. It is not a clean 5-wave move up, but I think it is possible to interpret it as ugly 5-wave move. I could also make the case for a 3-wave move, so that means that it's not very clear that we've bottomed. It is also too small. The scale is too small to confirm that this has actually bottomed. But I want to point out we are at a possible juncture here. It is possible that this was the low, at least of the A wave, but that's only valid as long as we're holding $30.80. Any reversal from here would likely mean that the C wave to the upside is unfolding. Maybe something more bullish, but that would require a break above resistance, which is between $32.31 and $33.96. So bottom line is, this looks a bit like a corrective rally. You could interpret it as 5-wave move, but then the bulls now need to turn up here, and the break above the last swing high at 31.84 could be an indication we start the next move up. But overall, there is at the moment no evidence that this overall correction is over. So therefore, not really any change since the last update, given that the correction is just still unfolding. Yeah? I think what we need to be watching for then next week, obviously now, okay, weekend is coming up, but for next week is we have to pay attention to the resistance area and the last swing low. If that breaks, next support is already on the chart between $30.35 and $28.03. And I would call any move down, I would interpret, yeah, any further downside extension as simply an extension in the A wave. So that's the update about silver. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, feel free to check out these stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.